everybody. Well, from Salt Lake City, Utah, it's Thank God I'm Atheist, a podcast with a couple of atheists just trying to get along in these trying times. I'm Frank Feldman.
I'm Rachel.
And as you'll notice, everybody, Rachel's not Dan.
It's not Dan.
It's not Dan this week. We got Rachel sitting in. Dan is at Burning Man.
Of course.
If you weren't listening last week, that's where he's at, and so he'll be back next week. But in the meantime, we have Rachel sitting in, and so thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Coming up on the second half of the show today, there was that another school shooting in the United States.
Yeah.
This time in Minneapolis at a Catholic school. And there's been the typical response from the right, asking for thoughts and prayers. And so we kind of wanted to dig into thoughts and prayers and the uselessness and the empty
how
gesture.
Much prayer and how much thought will help.
Exactly. So we'll be getting into that. But first, Rachel,
yes,
why don't you get us started off? What have you got?
Well, our dear leader, Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump, is this week he's been talking a lot about wanting to go to heaven.
Donald... Okay.
This is not a topic for him typically.
That's amazing.
But he's got a lot of followers that like this sort of thing.
Yeah, they love heaven.
So he's probably
like him.
Trying to hit on that segment of his followers. Anyway, I love it. He sent out a fundraising email this week. It said, I want to try and get to heaven. Oh, no, Donald. Last year, I came millimeters from death when that bullet pierced my skin. My triumphant return was not supposed to happen, but I believe God saved me to make America great again. He wasn't supposed to beat crooked Hillary in 2016, but I did. Wasn't supposed to secure the border, but I did.
Oh, my God.
I wasn't supposed to survive an assassin's bullet, but I did, by the grace of God. So then he says, and that's why I've launched a 24-hour Trump fundraising blitz, and I'm asking everyone to chip in $15. And of course, they're probably going to do it because he just hit on all the right notes for them. So he went on Fox and Friends earlier in the week and just reiterated how much he wants to get to heaven. He said... he thinks that his route to get there is by saving Ukrainian and Russian lives. So he's done the math. Okay. He literally said, this is a quote, if I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole, but if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons. Oh. This man is not typically humble about his place on the totem pole.
No. Oh, God. I fucking love it.
This is amazing.
He's vying for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
He's vying for heaven.
Heaven.
But also, why does the $15 from everybody help him get to heaven? What was that?
Well,
how does that connect in?
Well,
is that...
I don't know.
It's literally all of the rest of this is actually just fundraising fodder.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Help me get to heaven, everybody. Send $15.
Send $15. I want to get to heaven. So then they go, oh, he's one of us. He wants to get to heaven. Let's give him money.
Let's give him money so he can succeed. He's saving lives, everybody.
Yeah. He went on later in the week. He went on a right-wing radio show and said that people who aren't religious have no reason to be good human beings. If you're not a believer and you believe you go nowhere, what's the reason to be good, really? How do we feel about that logic?
Did he just expose himself as not a believer?
But also as a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, but I know. But I mean, I love, they throw that logic at us, right, all the time. Yeah. And, why aren't you just out murdering people, right? Yeah. Well, because
it's not.
That's just.
I'm a good person.
That's not that's actually probably not the natural state of human beings, or else we would have all killed each other off a long time ago, right? But it sounds more like to me that he just exposed himself, because he's lived such an amoral life,
Right.
right? That like
Him wanting to get to heaven is a whole new angle.
well, he's old. He's getting
Well,
old.
he does have to think about. He's
And-
getting the insurance policy in place, lining things up, because you don't know what happens when you die.
You never know.
Just
Oh,
take
no.
all the options you can get.
No kidding. Just cover all your bases. We've talked about that on the show.
Why not?
Just make sure your bases are covered. That's a great idea. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to move on to a story, Rachel, about the Shroud of Turin.
Yes.
You've heard of the Shroud of Turin
I'm familiar
before, right?
with it.
The
Jesus's burial cloth.
yeah, his little Blankie.
Yeah.
His little fancy Blankie that his face and body
His
imprinted
skin oils
itself.
just oozed out onto and made a perfect image of him.
He needed some Noxzema.
Yeah.
That man. He needed
Yes.
if that's how oily he was.
Yes.
To leave such an imprint on the shroud. Yeah, so purportedly the burial cloth of Jesus Christ kept at a cathedral in Turin, so the Shroud of Turin. And since its emergence as a holy relic in the, I guess like the 1300s, is when it really hit the scene hard. It's been sort of cast in and surrounded by controversy,
Right.
and doubt. People have called bullshit from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've got a little bit of an update about the shroud, I guess. Some new evidence. I guess writings were discovered from the period that the shroud was really gaining traction. So in the 1300s, which coincidentally is when the radiocarbon dating also
Puts the cloth at.
the cloth at, right? And so these writings are from this like theologian, like man of, letters type. Let's see, his name is Osme, something or other, Nicole Orsme. And he ended up actually later in life becoming a bishop in the Catholic Church. But at the time, he was a theologian and was pretty well known and respected for being sort of trying to give rational explanations for the miracles and
Right.
other phenomena that people were using as like little faith promoting things, like holy relics and
Like a
whatnot.
suddenly discovered Jesus Blankie.
Yeah, that stretched believability even then.
Right.
So anyway, he tried to provide these rational explanations, but he also worked in sort of economics and mathematics, physics, astrology, astronomy, and philosophy. So he was a highly educated man, rational thinker.
Yeah.
And he just completely dismissed the shroud in its own time. And he didn't have any skin in the game. Like he wasn't like a local to where the shroud first emerged and everything. And so what he says, and these are his words, "I do not need to believe anyone who claims someone performed such a miracle for me, because many clergymen thus deceive others in order to elicit offerings for their churches."
Yeah. This is a good point.
It's a really good point.
What's the most logical explanation for why this shroud exists right now? Oh,
Right.
someone trying to make money off of it.
Exactly, right?
Derp.
Like the history of pilgrimages in Europe is one of sort of big business.
Yes.
Right? It was like small towns would build crazy cathedrals that totally like were out of scale for the town.
Oh,
right?
okay.
In order to become destinations of pilgrimage.
On a stop along the way.
A stop along the way or whatever, right?
You've got to
And the
offer
better-
some goods to look at.
The better your relics,
Yes.
the more likely you're going to attract people to your town. So the townspeople in these villages, they would support the churches being built because the the finding and of these relics and bringing them to their town because it meant business. It meant commerce.
Yeah.
Right. And so anyway, and so that's one of the things he says about it, but more so than using his words to debunk something that we already know is just a fake and a forgery. Like, I just kind of want to talk about like the need to believe, right?
We know that radiocarbon dating is a real process.
Yeah.
We know how old this is. Why are people still insistent that this was Jesus's burial shroud?
Well, what does that do for their belief of Jesus in the first place? Right? Like, why do you need a burial shroud to still believe in Jesus?
Yeah.
Right?
Believe or don't believe. Why do you need fake evidence?
Yeah. And what, like, if evidence comes along proving your thing to be a forgery, that doesn't have to do anything to your overall faith. And so it's just it's bizarro.
It is.
But you know, we see these things. People need their little proofs, and their little faith promoting stories and whatnot.
Yep.
And so yeah, the Shroud, the never ending saga of the Shroud.
You're gonna get some hate mail on this one.
Yeah, that's actually something. The first time we talked about the Shroud, the Christian crazies really showed up.
In the comments.
In the comments section, yeah.
Getcha.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens this time.
Together.
But yeah, the Shroud.
The Shroud. Well, I'm gonna do a story. The great state of Kentucky.
Ooh, Kentucky. We love Kentucky.
I mean, I've never been, but I do want to go. I kind of want to go. Yeah.
Go get some whiskey.
Yes, sir. Well, okay. So there's this church, the Reformation Church of Shelbyville.
Ooh.
It's about as southern as you get. A bunch of their members of their congregation have recently taken it upon themselves as an act of civil disobedience. They go to the library and get all the books that they think that they claim are like pedophilia, and they just check them out, and then they just never return them. And
at their local library.
In their little
town in Kentucky.
Yes.
They're finding these horrible
books such as My Two Dads by Claudia Harrington.
Oh.
Julian is a Mermaid by Jessica Love, and Beyond Magenta, Transgender Teens Speak Out by Susan Cuckland.
These sound...
Which they say, the church says, includes a story of a 6-year-old boy performing oral sex. And that's at the public. Like, obviously, we can all roll our eyes and be like, I don't think the book has that in it.
Right.
I highly question.
I want to know, though, what is the story?
I know. What's the... I should have looked that up. I'm sorry. I didn't do my research very well.
Totally good.
But, yeah, what do they think?
It's nothing.
It's not. Yeah, it's probably like a little kid walking down the street, like eating a banana. And they're like, oh, clearly, it's the transgender 6-year-old. Clearly, he's thinking about oral sex. Yeah, I know what this is. But the head of this Baptist church, he has created an online video, like not necessarily saying go do this, but he does kind of applaud the efforts of his congregation for essentially stealing public materials, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
And the church has contacted the library to say, first of all, they want to do a pastor story hour, and the library said, no, go away. But then they were okay with that. The church was like, well, that means that they probably won't allow a drag story hour. So we're actually okay with this denial.
Okay.
But then they said, well, we want all these books taken away, and the library just deletes the messages and doesn't ever call them back. So I actually like how this library's handling the matter, just not engaging at all with them.
Okay.
And not allowing them to, the library's not putting up a fuss. They're like, fine, fucking steal the books. We'll just get more. Bye.
I wonder if they have insurance for
book insurance,
book theft insurance. They probably should.
Yeah. Anyway, that's your civil disobedience. Can we do this though? Like, I could go and get like religious texts from the library and just not take them back, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could, but like in the spirit of like,
free information and free thinking.
Open thought and living in an open society.
Yeah.
Like I don't want the library to be needlessly censoring.
Right. Like don't read the fucking book if you don't want.
Like there. Yeah, absolutely.
No one's forcing anyone to check these out.
This is supposed to be a place where you can go and find information on any topic, more or less, right? Like, yeah, sure. There are things that are obscene that we probably can all agree upon.
Sure.
Like the library probably shouldn't have a pornography section.
Sure.
But I don't know. Maybe they have a little basement. A back room or something.
Oh,
No. Obviously there are things that
we draw
cross
the line. Yeah.
But like these children's books obviously do not cross that line. So
yeah.
Oh wow, civil disobedience.
Yeah.
Which is, I respect a certain amount of civil their civil disobedience has its place.
Absolutely.
Like we would not have the civil rights essentially in this country that we have without people standing up.
Absolutely.
But I mean, those were just causes.
Yeah.
Like being offended by a children's book. I just don't know how that compares.
I just particularly love the library's responses like, meh.
Not engage.
Yep.
We will not engage.
I love it.
All right. Well, Rachel, there's a problem up in Quebec that that their government is seeking to solve.
What is it?
They're preparing a new law that will ban prayer in public.
Oh, bravo.
Their secularism minister. Let that sink in for a second.
Let's get one of those.
No kidding, right?
Wow.
Their secularism minister, Jean-Francois Roberge, said in a statement that the proliferation of street prayer is a serious and sensitive issue.
Street prayer?
Street prayer. Now, I guess this is at least... this seems to be a response to the Muslim community up in Quebec. The provincial premier, Francois Legault.
You're doing wonderful with this French, by the way.
Thank you. I rarely do well with French, so thank you. He says that seeing people praying in the streets in public parks is not something we want in Quebec. He added that he wanted to send a very clear message to Islamists.
Oh, wow.
That's in quote, Islamists. When we want to pray, we go to a church, we go to a mosque, but not in public places. And yes, we will look at the means where we can act legally or otherwise. So they're trying to shut this down. I guess there was this event or incident or something that happened in Montreal last summer. There were a bunch of videos that went viral of Muslims praying outside of the Notre Dame Basilica of Montreal.
Okay.
And it was it spread around on Twitter /X.
Oh, okay.
So it seems to be kind of in response to that. I guess some also kind of went viral last month. I don't know what's causing the Muslims to want to pray outside of the basilica, but they are, and it's rubbing people the wrong way.
Okay.
But religious folk in Quebec are sort of pointing out that like there are other faiths who have open public events where there's praying, such as Way of the Cross processions that are led.
Oh, right.
That the Catholics do.
Yeah.
Right? On like Good Friday, and so this would this only apply to the Muslims, or is this going to apply to everyone?
All of
right? So you're for this?
Yes.
You're totally
Secularism
down.
minister.
I wish.
Yeah.
Right? Like Quebec really takes it kind of far.
Well, it is clearly the French province. Is that what they are? Yeah. Like they're being very French about this whole thing.
Definitely feel a need to be very French. Quebec, looking at you.
Yeah.
But the Canadian Civil Liberties Association said that banning prayer in public would infringe on freedom of religion, freedom of expression, and freedom of peaceful assembly and freedom of association. They say public spaces belong to everyone, regardless of their religious beliefs. These spaces must be places where diversity of belief, culture, and identity is both respected and protected. And I don't know, like, I'm of two minds on this. Like, I totally get the whole, like, let's just get this, like, annoying, like, prayer and demonstrations of faith out of the public space. Let's get street preachers off the streets, wherever they are. Like, they're just sort of a nuisance, right? So there's a part of me that's like, yeah, let's fucking crack down on this. But then there's also the side that's like, well, it is a public space. Right?
Hold on.
And if somebody's...
Do churches in Quebec pay taxes?
I don't know how that works.
Because I don't think that you should be able to use public spaces however you want if you don't pay taxes. But when I go to a park, I go, my taxes pay for this too. I have every right to be here too. Put your fucking dog on a leash, and I say stuff like that. But if it's like in the U.S. where the churches don't pay taxes, then no, get them out of there. You don't get to enjoy the public space the same way everyone else does.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my take.
A good
that's
point.
my take.
I think you might have hit the nail on the head there, Rachel.
Hey,
yeah.
Me.
No, like that's a good point. Like, we give the tax breaks. They accept the tax breaks with sort of the understanding that they are giving up something.
Yes.
Right. And so I think in this context, maybe that might be the right rationale.
I'll write to the minister, the secularism minister.
Be like, hey, I've got an argument.
I've got a legal angle you could take.
Well, anyway, so it's not technically the law yet. They're working on it.
Get it done.
And so we'll see where that goes. But Quebec is they're a little nutty.
Yeah, they're French.
I like it, and there's so much about it that I like.
Yeah,
like, this attitude. I'm like, yeah. There's also like this multiculturalist or whatever in me that's like, well, maybe we need to like protect everybody's freedom
to think how they want,
and like what harm does it really do except for annoying me, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like your tax angle.
Thank you,
Rachel. Yeah, that's
you're
pretty
welcome. Okay, Frank, I'm going to this. I got a story. It angered me a lot. And it's about this woman who she intentionally killed her 80-year-old grandmother, essentially, because she just stopped giving her diabetes medication and instead said she just needs vitamins and prayers and God's going to help her. And she doesn't need all this junk in her system. So her name's Candice with a K, which you know that's trouble already. Candice with a K, Sheehan. She's a licensed nurse in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So problematic that a person in the medical profession is saying don't do medication, instead do vitamin supplements and prayers.
Yeah.
Ask God.
That is a problem.
That's a problem. So she was sentenced to 9 months in prison, 6 years of probation for doing this, for swapping out the medication against without the knowledge of the grandmother.
Yeah.
The grandmother ultimately dies. And prosecutors are like, this lady, she's dangerous.
Yeah.
She's a safety concern to the public because she's a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And
she knew better.
She knows better. And the woman died because of this. Anyway.
Is there like any motivation? Like, is there like some house that she is going to inherit or something? Like,
no.
Why she was just tired of grandma?
She she took over her care and just said she's on too much stuff. She has 18 different pills. This is too much. God, I've gained more from God and we need to hold on and what does she say? I realized that hold on, like we don't need this much. This is ridiculous. So she just cut off the insulin, took off her title. She started making social media posts about it all and telling people, just trust Jesus. Just trust Jesus and take your vitamins. That's all you need. She was on social media saying that she did this, that she took her grandmother's diabetes medication
So they have
away.
all of this evidence.
They have evidence that they know what happened. So the grandma dies. She calls paramedics, and they're trying to. She wasn't quite dead yet. Actually, she was struggling to stay alive, and they, this woman would not allow them to take her to the hospital. So she dies, and she tried to get the grandma cremated like right away, like the same day. And some family member stepped in and was like, "Hold on, like this sounds fishy."
Yeah.
So then they went and did the autopsy and was like, "No, she had ketoacidosis." And speaking of, we already know this lady cut off her insulin.
Yeah.
So they can directly tie the death to her. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Jesus didn't step in this time. The prayers didn't work this time. Once again. Are we shocked?
No, not shocked, but maybe she was like on a diet. What's the diet where you go into?
Oh, Atkins. Ketosis. It's not the same. God damn it, Frank. It's a very good
grandma
diet.
was trying to
Look, I was never in better shape in my life than when I was like keto. I pee on these strips, and then if you're in ketosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not that.
That's the same thing, Frank.
She wasn't
ripped.
She wasn't
She was
lifting
80.
weights.
No.
Okay.
She was
All
not.
right. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Poor dear. I mean, yeah, I hate that story, Rachel.
I did too.
Why did you bring that up?
Well, I needed a third story for your podcast. It fit the bill.
Alrighty. Well, I want to bring up the issue and the story of some stuff that's been happening recently in Israel, specifically regarding the Ultra-Orthodox in Israel, who have traditionally been exempted for military service.
Right.
Like, Israel has like compulsory military service for men and women.
Right.
But for reasons that sort of escape a lot of people, the Ultra-Orthodox have been exempted. They've been allowed to instead study the Torah.
Yeah.
Which I guess in the wake of Israel's founding in 1948, it seemed like a good idea at the time. The president, not the president, the prime minister, the first prime minister of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, he granted the exception to the roughly 400 yeshiva students in the country at the time.
Okay.
He envisioned their Torah study as part of a revitalization of Jewish religious scholarship that was lost during the Holocaust.
Makes
and
sense.
so it was just kind of this idea like, well, let's really let them focus on that. It's what they want to be doing anyway. And the less you have these people bugging you, the better. It's probably part of it. But anyway.
Sorry, that escaped me for a minute. Yeah, you're right, though. Get them out of our hair. Get them out of our hair.
They're a bit much, these people. Let's let them read the Torah. The rest of us will be fine.
Yeah, we're all happier.
Anyway, the Ultra-Orthodox population has grown a lot.
Okay.
Right? And so now they represent a fuck ton of people who could be serving in the military.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of become an issue. There's a lot of resentment from the rest of Israel.
That would be my feeling, I think.
And so back last year, I want to say, maybe it was it was last year, June of 2024, the Israeli Supreme Court ruled that without a formal law, there was no legal basis for the exemption. This was just something that the prime minister...
He just said?
He did.
Oh.
And everybody just sort of honored, apparently, from then on. It was just kind of a deal. It was just a deal. Everybody just kind of looked the other way.
Oh.
And so there was no legal basis for this exemption, and they ordered the military to begin drafting Ultra-Orthodox men. women's, it doesn't go into it, but they're only saying ultra-Orthodox men, which leads me to believe that the women are still exempted for some reason.
So ultra-Orthodox women can still go and study the Torah?
Maybe I don't think they were having to like, I don't know that part.
Okay.
Let's not get into that.
Okay.
I don't know that they do study the Torah.
Yeah,
I think
so
that's what
this
the men
was
do,
just men doing this.
Men do
anyway,
this,
yeah.
Sorry, everybody. So apparently now there are about 80,000 ultra-Orthodox men between the ages of 18 and 24 who are eligible for service.
That's a lot of people.
And most of them have been sent draft notices in the last year.
Yeah.
Now, just because you get one of these notices, I don't think it means that you're drafted. It means you're sort of in the system, right?
Oh, okay.
Like, you didn't have to do selective service.
No.
But, I did.
Yeah.
And we didn't have an active draft, but everybody had to sign up for it, right? And so, and then they sort of, whatever their process is for picking people, they've only had about 2,900 who've enlisted of that 80,000. And there's a lot of people who are dodging the draft. The military wants to get about 4,800 enlistees from the ultra-Orthodox community this year, but this is leading this community to protest.
Yeah.
There have been protests outside of the prison, I guess, where 9 draft dodgers are being held currently. Wow. And so it's kind of causing a real problem. And the risk is that this will tear apart Benjamin Netanyahu's governing coalition. Okay. Which has been very fragile. Yeah. He's needed every single party that he's been able to cobble together in order to stay in power. If that crumbles, then he's sort of out of a job, I guess. Good. And it could lead to I think there was something these parliamentary systems, I never fully understand all of the different rules, but it could trigger an election, I guess. Yeah, good. And at which point, this man desperately needs to be out of power. He's crazy. But it also raises a question of quite honestly, if I had an excuse to try to dodge getting into the Israeli military right now, I probably would. Absolutely. Right? Yes. I wouldn't want to have any part of what they're currently doing.
Of course. Not wanting to be enlisted, totally get it. Yeah. However, the contributions of people who study the Torah, in my mind, could not possibly be any more important than the contributions of, say, mathematicians, people studying science. Right. These are also important. Yeah. There's so many fields of study that are important. It shouldn't just be one religion, by the way, not all religious students get an exemption.
Well, one branch of their
So no, because of that, no, fuck that. They should all have to enlist.
Yeah, but so this group, these groups, they see studying the Torah as actually if they're doing it, then they're garnering God's favor for Israel. And so then God will protect Israel. So they've turned it into this thing where they think that by studying the Torah,
it's their own defense system.
Yeah.
Well, they're crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't buy that as an explanation or a legitimate reason. But that's what's going on.
It's a good argument if the leadership of your country is Jewish. That's a really great argument.
Right.
Yeah.
And all your neighbors are Jewish.
Yeah. It's not a bad angle to go at it at.
Yeah. But
also fuck them.
Yeah. Why are you so special?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Anyway, all right. Well, if you'd like to chime in on anything you've heard so far on the show, we would love to hear from you. Our telephone number is 424-666-8442, or you could email us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com. Stick around. We there's more show coming up. Well, Rachel.
Yeah.
This is the time on the show when we would normally do emails and thank new patrons. Whenever Dan's not here, I just like to skip that section so that he and I can, like, especially the thanking of new patrons. I think that's something that we should always do together. And I just want to say, so for those of you who donated this week, and there were a couple of people who were really generous, we will be getting to you next week.
Your thanks is coming.
Your thanks is coming. Don't worry.
You'll get it.
You'll be thanked. But that means we're just going to move right along to our discussion about thoughts and prayers.
Oh, yeah.
The wonderful thoughts and prayers that get expressed after every mass shooting in this country.
Right.
And this the latest one, although, to be honest, the rate at which mass shootings happen in this country, by the time this recording gets out to the world...
They might not know which one you're talking about. Yeah. I don't mean that in a funny way either.
It's sad and pathetic, but totally true.
Yeah.
And sadly, at this point, kind of funny. Not enough actual... Sorry for laughing, everyone.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to laugh at what's really fucked up because it's all you can do.
No kidding. Well, anyway, the one that we're talking about is the shooting in Minneapolis at the Catholic school, where 2 children, 8 and 10 years old, were shot and killed, and I think it was 12 others.
A lot of others, yeah.
Wound up in the hospital, and the shooter, of course, turned the gun on himself at the end and took his own life. Got off easy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And but in the wake of these things, which, you know, sadly also we've become kind of what's the right word? I remember when Columbine happened.
Yeah.
And how the whole country went into like this deep mourning.
It changed everything.
And it should have.
Yeah. It did temporarily though. We were all
pretty
awake for what was going on.
Yeah. And then nobody did anything.
Right.
But everybody sure asked for thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Right? And another school shooting happened, another mass shooting, malls got shot up.
Movie theaters,
you name it.
Churches
even.
Yeah.
Right. And there's never, we just take no action on this issue in this country. But we're always willing to express our thoughts and prayers. And the right always calls for the thoughts and prayers, and they send their thoughts and prayers. Well, Jen Psaki, she's the former press secretary in the Biden White House. She was the first one. There was at least one after her. But she went on to sort of MSNBC fame and whatnot. And so she said on Twitter, prayer is not freaking enough. Prayers do not end school shootings. Prayers do not make parents feel safe sending their kids to school. Prayer does not bring these kids back. Enough with the thoughts and prayers.
Right.
So, and I totally get that. I understand exactly what she's saying.
Absolutely.
Right? This is, we're frustrated as a people about our government being completely useless on this issue. Well, JD Vance. Oh, good old JD.
Yeah, good old JD Vance. The guy that you want to speak in the wake of a horrible tragedy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
He's the last person you want.
He's the last.
Speaking. Anyway, he says he had this to say in response to her. And I'm going to read his whole thing.
Let's hear it.
It's a paragraph, but I think we should hear it. We pray because our hearts are broken. We pray because we know God listens. We pray because we know that God works in mysterious ways. Do not call a school shooting
of children
a way that God works in mysterious ways. And he says, and can inspire us to further action. Hasn't so far.
Right.
Right. He says, why do you feel the need to attack other people for praying when kids were just killed praying? of all the weird left-wing culture wars in the last few years, this is by far the most bizarre. How dare you pray for innocent people in the midst of tragedy? What are you even talking about? So, Jen Psaki was clearly expressing the same frustration that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
That, these thoughts and prayers they've only led to more school shootings.
If only J.D. Vance knew somebody at the top that could do something, but he doesn't. So he has to thoughts and prayers it.
Or if only J.D. Vance was in and of himself an influential person,
right?
For better or worse,
right?
Like he could do something on this issue. He could take the charge, right?
Yeah.
To finally figure out what this country needs to do, and stop leaning on the fucking Second Amendment.
Yeah. What about the Second Amendment?
I think the founders would be ashamed of what they've done with the Second Amendment. Clearly, it was never intended to protect people's rights to own guns that they were going to go and shoot schools up with. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's not the intention at all. But whatever. What do I know? Yeah. So the prayers cannot and obviously have not worked.
And what does this say about your fucking God?
Yeah.
That you keep praying to him.
Yeah.
And you're getting nothing. And you explain it away by he just works in mysterious ways.
Well, and the thing is, if you listen to what J.D. Vance is saying, he's if you're praying because your hearts are broken, you're praying for comfort, right? Nothing in what he's saying is actually
that we're praying to end this.
That this never happens again because we've done something to solve the problem.
Right.
Right. It's just prayer can inspire us to further action. I mean, what the fuck?
Does it?
No, it clearly has not.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at. And we've all known it for a long time. We're not surprised when another mass shooting happens.
Unfortunately, it's I don't even. Yeah, it's just oh shoot.
I heard about it on the radio when I turned my car on in the morning. I had it set to KSL the night before because I get traffic sometimes on KSL.
Oh, okay.
Because they have regular traffic updates. KSL is a
Mormon-owned
conservative talk radio station in Salt Lake City.
Frank should not be listening to it.
I don't listen to it for their political commentary, but they do have good drive time.
They do have good traffic
updates.
That's true.
And so if I see traffic up ahead, I have my Google Maps up and running. But it is nice to know, where are we at?
Yeah.
How bad is this?
Yeah.
Right.
Should I get off the freeway?
What? Yeah. It just helps me figure things out sometimes. Anyway. So I hadn't changed it from KSL when I turned the car off. And so it came on and it was they'd switched to the ABC News. National feed. And they were talking about it. And it's and it's sad and the tone is somber and everybody's the anchors are trying to act like they're surprised and shocked that this has happened. And it's and I listened for a minute and I was just yeah, it's another shooting.
Another day.
Color me surprised. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we are. J.D. Vance defending the thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Just keep sending those thoughts and prayers. Don't use any of the power that you wield to fucking make a difference on the topic. Just keep offering those.
The thoughts and prayers are doing so much. Thank you so much, J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's comforting.
I feel better knowing that J.D. Vance's prayers are on this.
Yeah, I can sense
more terrifying is when his thoughts are on things. But
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we want J.D. Vance praying a little bit more.
Maybe.
Because I don't like the fact that he's become sort of the intellectual voice of
terrifying.
MAGA.
Yeah, terrifying. Yeah.
It's really rough stuff.
Would you rather J.D. Vance, listen to J.D. Vance or Marjorie Taylor Greene? Like
Marjorie
the dummy
Taylor-
or the guy that's actually educated?
Marjorie Taylor Greene is at least entertaining.
Yeah, and you
She's
can
such
write
a
her
kook.
off as like, you are so dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, I fucking love Marjorie Taylor Greene as
Oh my
far as like
gosh.
entertainment.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Like JD Vance is like, I want to throw up. Right.
Yeah.
And I used to kind of want that with Marjorie Taylor Greene as well, but she sort of has settled into such a funny little role now.
Yeah.
As like this gadfly
Yeah.
character that like can get nothing done.
No.
And so good. She just
Yeah.
sits over there and she's made
And she's
herself
loud.
irrelevant to this new Republican establishment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
she's too nutty for us.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I love her. I think she's great.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was easy. That was an easy one for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Give me her or that Boebert woman. Although she also gave me like she just annoyed the fuck out of me. And I don't even know where she is these days. I haven't heard much of her.
Colorado
lately.
somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. If you'd like to chime in, please do so. You can email us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com, or you can leave us a voicemail message at 424-666-8442. This episode was edited by Roger Gowdy, and music was provided by the Red Rock Hot Club and Gordon Johnston. If you'd like to support the show, please go to our website, thankgodimatheist.com/donate, and there's options there to go to Patreon or on PayPal. And like I said, Dan will be back next week. So thanks again, Rachel.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank God I'm Atheist is a production of TGIA Media, LLC, copyright 2025, all rights reserved.